one, just make sure you have the enough length for the space.
Enough what?
Length.
Make sure you have enough length.
Can you turn me off? Can you turn it off? What? How much stars? What is start? Hey, listen. At the end, you have to pay attention to David. When he touches you really high, it's at the last round, and then you move like. That's the end.
Want to stay? Want to stay? What else we got?
Then if I go a little over, please.
Oh wait, I'm not.
And we had
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
take your seats. Please see the table number on your badge. Thank you all so much. Please be seated. Good evening, everybody. We ask that you please take your seat. You will see your table number on your badge, and we will shortly put up a seating chart up on the screen. Thank you all so much.
നമ്മുടെ പ്രജകളായ നിങ്ങളേവരെയും കാണാൻ സാധിച്ചതിൽ നാം അതീവ സന്തോഷവാനാണ്. നമ്മെ വരവേൽക്കാനായി തയ്യാറാക്കിയ ചെണ്ടമേളവും താലപ്പൊലിയുമെല്ലാം അതിഗംഭീരം. മാനവരാശിയുടെ നിലനിൽപ്പിന് തന്നെ ഭീഷണിയായ കോവിഡ് എന്ന മഹാമാരിയെ ചെറുക്കാൻ മെയ്യും മനസ്സും മറന്ന് പ്രവർത്തിക്കുന്ന ഓരോ ഡോക്ടർമാർക്കും അവരുടെ സഹപ്രവർത്തകർക്കും നമ്മുടെ പ്രണാമം. നിങ്ങൾക്കേവർക്കും നന്മ വരട്ടെ എന്ന് നാം സർവേശ്വരനോട് പ്രാർത്ഥിക്കുന്നു. നിങ്ങൾക്കേവർക്കും നമ്മുടെ സ്നേഹം നിറഞ്ഞ ഓണാശംസകൾ.
We'd like for everybody to please be seated if possible. All those who are standing outside, please come inside and find your seat. Your table number will be on your badge. Thank you.
സന്നിധി തന്നെ ചെന്നടുക്കുന്നു അങ്ങനെ വാള് ഭദ്രവടകം കയ്യിലേന്തും തമ്പുരുത്തി നല്ല ചെറുകിരം ചെറുകളി കളി തുടങ്ങി അങ്ങനെ വാള് ഭദ്രവടകം കയ്യിലേന്തും തമ്പുരുത്തി നല്ല ചെറുകിരം ചെറുകളി കളി തുടങ്ങി അങ്ങനെ Thank you.
Hello. Good evening. I'm Dr. Lizzie Thaliath, Convention Chair. I want to welcome all of you to Atlanta to the 42nd AKMG Annual Convention. Now, I would like to invite the Master of Ceremonies of this evening, Dr. Elizabeth George Sen.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We're so happy to have you in our wonderful city of Atlanta. I want to start this evening by first saying thank you to our Chandamelam participants and artists. They did a wonderful job. Can we get another round of applause for them? I'd now like to call the president of AKMG, Dr. Subramania Bhatt, on stage, please.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Atlanta and welcome to our 42nd annual convention. You got a small taste of what Atlanta can do. We are going to enjoy for the next 1.5 days. Our Atlanta team really worked hard to make it a very successful and memorable event. So please stay tuned and enjoy. Welcome, everybody. A great festivity is waiting for you. Thank you so much.
Dr. Bhatt will now invite our honorable guest on stage.
I'd like to take this opportunity to invite our chief guest for this evening, our Consulate General Dr. Swati Kulakarni. Right. You could light the lamp first.
Thank you all so much. I would next like to invite Dr. Anu Butt, Dr. Lizzie Thaliev, Dr. Sheila Thomas, and Dr. Khalil Ashraf for the lamp lighting. Please join us on stage. Here, Dr. Butt. Thank you all so much. I'd like to ask Dr. Suprabhat and Dr. Kulkarni to please remain on stage. Please have a seat here. We are now going to have our national anthems of both the United States and India. I invite Nevin Gregory and Shruti Sunil to please join us on stage. And I ask you all to please rise for the national anthem.
whose so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That was beautiful, Nevin. Thank you. I ask that you please remain standing for the National Anthem of India by Shruti.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल वंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you so much, Shruti. You may now all be seated. I would like to invite Dr. Subramania Bhatt to please come forward for the welcome address.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you all for coming this evening. It's going to be a wonderful event. Just want to wish you a very happy Onam, very happy Independence Day. We are going to celebrate 75 years of independence. It's going to be a remarkable year for us. Even though we had this COVID-19 pandemic, we are here, and congratulations for everybody for making it here. Thank you so much. And it's now honor and privilege to invite our chief guest for this evening, Dr. Swati Kulkarni. Dr. Swati Kulkarni is a household name in Atlanta and Georgia and neighboring states. She's a great leader, great unifier. I mean, she has really did a remarkable job in unifying Indians in Atlanta and in her jurisdiction. Prior coming to Atlanta, she has served in very high positions in several other countries. We are very glad that she is here with us in Atlanta. And I think she will be leaving us soon, which will be really very depressing for all of us. But she's a wonderful person. She's married to Mr. Vijay Kulkarni, who is a businessman. She also has two beautiful daughters who are pursuing medical careers. It's going to be a wonderful evening for all of us. So I want to thank for Dr. Kulkarni to coming here. And I invite Dr. Kulkarni to address as our chief guest for this evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Bhatt. This is a wonderful gathering. I must say, he must have done a lot of hard work to do all this. And of course, course, his family, they must have, and everybody, the team AKMG must have worked very, very hard. I can see that. So very good evening to all of you. I am very pleased to be here on the occasion of celebration of 42nd AKMG annual convention. When Dr. Bhatt was telling me that they will have this, I said, do it in Atlanta, it's much better. So don't go to California or other places, it's always good to have it here in Atlanta. So along with this annual convention, there are two momentous occasions which are, just 2 days apart. We have 75th Independence Day of India. It's a very momentous occasion for all of us because it's an important landmark in our national calendar, 75th Independence Day. So Independence Day is an important day for all of us to reaffirm commitment to those all great men and women who fought for and sacrificed so much for the freedom that we are enjoying today. And it's also an occasion when we will take pride in impressive advances made by our beautiful country, from infrastructure to investment, from solar to skill development, frugal innovation to fintech. So today India is a very strong and vibrant, multicultural, secular democracy with dynamic economy, and it is full of talented people like you, creative, hardworking, and we have tremendous technological sets. So Independence Day is also an occasion where we take pride in impressive achievements made by our Indian American community, by our all Indian diaspora worldwide, and you have done so much good, and it has given such a good name for our country. So we are celebrating this Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav, what we call democratic festival. If we do a correct translation, then it's called Freedom Nectar Festival. So this is a Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav. So we are celebrating glorious history of progressive India. And I know that Onam is just on 21st of August. So it's one of the important harvest festivals in India. We celebrate it as a spirit of thanksgiving, which we pray for peace and prosperity. It's celebrated with so much fanfare in Kerala. I can see that good tradition here today, the glimpse of it. So much of nice feeling. All those ladies decked in such beautiful saris, looking so wonderful. It was so nice to see all this enthusiasm. So happy Onam to all of you in advance. Happy Independence Day. Of course, 15th August, all of you are invited to come. We are celebrating in City Springs Sandy Hall at 6 o'clock in the evening. So please do come there. And I'm so happy that on these back-to-back occasions, you are also having this 42nd AKMG convention. And I know that you guys have done so much good work during this shadow of COVID pandemic. We call it shadow because it's still going on and on and on. We thought it will be over, but it's not. So you have been frontline workers. You have contributed immensely to the local community, local organizations, and they also appreciate your work. And that is the vibrant, vital human bond, and that is what helps us in India-US discourse. We had a very ferocious second wave because this COVID has really imposed unprecedented challenges on us. It has been period of extraordinary shocks and stresses for us. But you guys, you worked so hard, you mobilized promptly all the resources. You helped us in giving COVID relief assistance back home to your near and dear ones. Not only our community, but also the US government, the captains of industry from Amazon to Boeing, they also helped. So we really appreciate, the government of India really appreciates the COVID relief assistance, which everybody has supported overwhelmingly in responding to this pandemic. In India, we are trying to cope up with the incoming Delta wave also, because the second wave abated, we coped well, and we are confident that we will take care of the third wave, the Delta variant also. So Government of India is trying very hard to have additional capacities and how to contain it. So we are vaccinating people. Vaccination is the mantra. We have vaccinated 500 million plus so far. And you will be surprised. One day, the record was we vaccinated 9 million people, single day. So that's the India we are talking about. And underpinning this India-US dialogue is the vast knowledge and research partnership shown by people like you, because you are the positive stories for this relationship. You must be aware of their one couple in Bharat Biotech. They are the ones who are instrumental in giving the COVID vaccine for India, made in India vaccine. So you are the positive stories because of your superior skill set, because of your diligence, because of your innovation, creativity, spirit of entrepreneurship. So we feel that you are already partners in India's developmental march, because you all are aware, after IT revolution, we are already becoming knowledge economy and we are at the cusp of medical revolution. So you all are welcome to invest in India, come and become part of this revolution and take forward our developmental journey. This year, we will have series of events to commemorate this Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav, because our Prime Minister launched it on 12th of March, and we will have series of events. So all the Indian community organizations, they can utilize this period to showcase how India is marching ahead, what are our positive achievements so far, and please tell world how our country is a nice, open society and open economy. And that's what we will celebrate, what we call the glorious history. Again, I will repeat, the progressive India. So happy Independence Day, happy Onam, and I am sure you will have lots of deliberations, lots of brainstorming during these 1.5 days, where you will have lots of outcomes which will help in building on your past achievements. I wish you all happiness and success. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kulkarni. I ask that Dr. Bhatt and Dr. Kulkarni please go to the center of the stage for presentation of shawl and plaque.
Rates presented to Dr. Swati Kulkarni in recognition of your dedication to AKMG from Dr. Suprabhat, President. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're now going to move on to the next part of our evening. Following the Onam theme, we present next the Thiruvadira, the traditional dance of women during Onam. Women wear traditional attire for this graceful dance performed around a lit lamp. The dance has 4 segments. It starts with a prayer, then a slower paced Thiruvadira itself, followed by a more energetic Kumi, and ending with Mangalam, the closing prayer. The Thiruvadira will be performed by Dr. Swapna Madhavan, Dr. Nisha Surendranath, Dr. Rajastri Sridharan, Dr. Srikala Sadish, Dr. Sumi Thomas, Dr. Sudha Nair, Dr. Smita Deepak, Dr. Sangeeta Karath, Mrs. Liju Epen, and Mrs. Sitara Sharaj. Please enjoy. That was so beautiful. Thank you all so much. One more round of applause, please. All right. We are so honored and thankful to have an eminent actress and guest of honor to join us here today. I ask Ms. Mamta Mohandas to please join us on stage. Can we have a round of applause? I'd also like to invite Dr. Anu Bhatt, Dr. Supra Bhatt, Dr. Venkat Iyer, Dr. Nisha Nijal, Kiran Bhatt, Dr. Kalai Chellam, Dr. Sushila Matthew, and Dr. Krishna Prasad on stage.
Hello. Thank you all, my Souvenir committee. It's been a great journey towards today's Souvenir release. I appreciate all sponsors, pattern sponsors, grant sponsors, all donors, and all of you who are here, who are appreciating us and cheering us up so much. Thank you so much, all of you. Great AKMG team. Let me ask, first I would like to release a souvenir, and after that I would be introducing our superstar Mamta Mohandas. Please do the honor of opening our souvenir. You can just tear it up. Tear it apart, yes. Kiran, please give it. Please tear this also. And then we give it to each of them. You open that one, please. This is the same thing. We'll all hold it and turn it. One. Please pass it on. You take one. One hold. Dr. Krishna Prasad, please come on the stage if you are here, please. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, it's my honor and privilege to introduce superstar, vivacious, a super singer, multi-talented and positive, super positive lady, our Mamta Mohandas. She was born in Bahrain, grew up in Bahrain, and did her studies, computer science, in Mount Carmel College at Bangalore. Subsequently, a coincidence happened and she entered film industry. She continued to move up on the ladder of South Indian films industry, including production of films as well. And she has accolades of having Filmfare Awards of Best Actress and Best Playback Singer. She's also classically trained, both Karnataka and Hindustani music. In 2010, life changed. Suddenly, she became sick with Hodgkin's lymphoma. As a doctor, you know how difficult it is when a young person has lymphoma. Subsequently, it turned out to be a refractory Hodgkin's lymphoma. She did not stop. She continued to work towards her film career while undergoing a treatment. That's really great. She also stays in Los Angeles to maintain her therapy. Now she's been a brand ambassador for so many organizations. She's been a spokesperson to so many teams. She wanted to become a doctor or a surgeon because she was a very brainy student. But now I think she can have a doctor's role in the movie. And then she has a lot of doctors who are her fans and followers. Her parents are Ambalpad Mohandas and Ganga Mohandas. Please stand up, lovely Ganga Mohandas, her mother. Please wave to them. Thank you. Yeah, we're very highly appreciative of you, Mamta, for coming today. Because of pandemic crisis and long distance from California, even though it was a short notice, she came, she agreed, and then she's here today with her mother. We really appreciate. AKMG team, please applause her with great AKMG. Warm welcome. Thank you so much. Here she is. She's going to be speaking. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. A very, very good evening to each and every one of you. Hi. Hi. Ella Malayalikalkum Namaskaram. I know we have a multilingual crowd over here this evening because I also see some non-Malayalis amongst us. So I'm going to keep it, neutral and make sure that my words are understood by everybody. So I begin by thanking AKMG for extending this beautiful invitation to me, especially when we're in a time where we have really limited our public exposure. The last 2 years have been, this is the second year, but these 2 years have been pretty trying, I should say, for not just me, for many of you, and I guess it was even worse for a lot of people who are working in the healthcare industry, as well as many people who have lost their lives. So we're here gathered today to remember what a reunion feels like, what the joy of celebrating, of coming together once again feels like, while we also remember all those people that we have lost in the years 2020 and 21. So, my first thanks, in fact, all of us should go out to the higher power. I cannot thank one of my relatives enough for being one of the instrumental reasons why I was able to be here today, and that is Ratnanti and Dr. Ram, uncle. Thank you so much. So I have come all the way from California, not all the way from India. I understand that a lot of other guests were supposed to be here. The entertainment part of this entertainment segment of this event, the 42nd AKMG convention, was supposed to be grand. But I must congratulate Dr. Bhatt and his family for pulling this off, because this is not an easy one to do. And I also understood that the 2020 convention was done on Zoom. So all of us have the Zoom fatigue right now. We're so zoomed out, because I am as well. I've had all my film promotions and whatnot, interviews and everything, like 6 a.m. in the morning on Zoom, like trying to look like we would be on screen. Like typically when we are standing in front of the camera, we have so much time to get ready. But this is like in our own home, they want us up at like 5:30 in the morning. I'm like, no, please. Now I want to see real people. I want to feel what it's like to be around people. Thankfully, most of us are fully vaccinated, and that's why we're all gathered here. I had given, she said I can call her Anu, so I'm going to call her Anu. She's like my friend now. So Anu Didi had mentioned that, that I've always felt that in another life, maybe, my alter ego kind of wished that, I would have probably ended up being a surgeon, not even just a doctor. I want to be a surgeon, because I kind of feel that my life has somehow, it did. When I was small, I think I believed that I could be one. But later on, my actual life gave me the opportunity to interact with so many more, and really come to the realization that doctors really are God-sent. And if you're in the hands of the right ones, then, that's why I'm here, Otherwise, I wouldn't be here, to be honest. And needless to say, the other two people that I need to thank in my life are my first pillars of strength, which is none other than my dad and mom. I have no siblings. I'm an only child. So they've been my, my everything. They're my biggest support. I've had a lot of push from my family to kind of get out of your room and go attend that event in Atlanta. Because, truth be told, it's COVID, second year. I've become very lazy. This second year is really trying. And I think it must be like that for many of you, right? Like the second year feels like a drag. The first year was okay. I think I was like, I am superwoman. I can do this. I'm going to grind this thing out. And the moment shooting, resumes, I'm going to be back. But it never happened. We've been waiting. And during this time, I think it's very important to dig deeper into your inner strength, gain perspective, practice gratitude, nothing else but gratitude, because you've held through all of that. You've stayed hopeful. You've helped people who were suffering during the time. A lot of people have lost jobs, have been laid off, but we are here today, holding each other up. We are here gathered today to celebrate the festival of Onam, which is a harvest festival in Kerala. And it really warms my heart, because even just watching a Tiruvadirakali, being away from Kerala for so long, it just fills my heart, because Petan, I feel like, I've been transported to Kerala, even if it's for a few moments. And unfortunately, these days, we don't get to see things like Tiruvadirakali on our own lands. We get to see more being appreciated overseas. So I think there's always been a part of me that has cherished our culture, always been proud of being an Indian, because I was born and raised in Bahrain, and I still am a non-residential Indian. So it is beautiful to see Indians and Malayalis overseas celebrating the spirit of being Mallu, being Malabari, being Indian, and really, because when we engage in these sort of things, being overseas, being away from our homeland, I think the beauty in it is because we do it with a pure heart, as opposed to having a saturation of it being in Kerala, because I think a lot of that is being unappreciated. You can see that on social media these days. So that is what I love about being able to live outside of my own country. A lot of people, when I speak about this, when I go back home and I speak about this, they like to call it, oh, you know what, she has a very privileged perspective. But that's not true. The truth is, when we're away from home, we appreciate it more. And whatever we do it from the deepest depths of our heart. And there's a lot of purity in it. So there's one thing that I want you to take home. Whatever you do in your life, even when you're doing it, even if it's short-lived, do it with the purest intention and with a whole lot of love. Because COVID has taught us one thing: life is too short, right? So on that note, I wish you all a very, very happy Onam. There were a few requests earlier saying that, Mamta, you should sing a song. So I thought, let the evening warm up. Once the place gives me some energy, and I see all of you, like a lot of people are wearing masks. I think people are laughing behind their masks. I hear yes. This guy here always laughs behind his mask. Yesterday I said, put your mask down. So once the evening warms up, I promise you that there will be a lot of entertainment. I consider myself one of you. I'm here to have a good time, because trust me, in the last 2 or 3 years, I've not attended a public event. So this is beautiful. It's lovely to be amongst all of you. I must say, this is my first visit to Atlanta, so you better make it memorable for me. Okay? I was to film a movie here about 2 years ago, but Somebody else did that part instead because I got a call from India. Come home. So I'm really looking forward. I've heard beautiful things about Atlanta. I think some of you might have flown in from other states over here. So I am yet to really get the opportunity to tour. I've heard there are some beautiful zoos, what is that, zoo? No, aquarium, exactly. So I have some friends in California who said that Ivadate aquarium is their most favorite. So it is something that I shouldn't miss. So I think there are some aunties here ready to take me. Chechis, didis, chechis. Yes, okay, sorry. So, so I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you so much for having me here. My mother is present with me here today. In fact, I should tell you that she pushed her ticket by, I think, a whole week or 10 days to join me on this event. So she's my right hand. She's here with me today. She represents my dad as well. She asked, my dad has asked me to say hello to each and every one of you. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I'm here with all of you. After some time, you guys can ask me to probably sing a song or two. And we have some fashion show and all that, so we'll have some fun. Okay? Thank you so much. It was lovely listening to Dr. Kulkarni's speech as well. Thank you so much for your lovely words. Very insightful. Thank you very much. Good evening.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mamta. That was wonderful. Come on over here. A small gift for you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. You wanted this to be memorable? Yeah. Make sure you come for our lunch tomorrow. It will be memorable. Onam Sadhya tomorrow.
Onam Sadhya?
Yes.
Okay, I
Thank
promise
you.
I will be there.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now, I would like to, for a 7-year design cover, you see, the design cover that we have, it was a contest and it was won by Chris Andrea. Please come on the stage, please. Chris Roberts, Andrea. I think she's coming, great. So we would love Mamta Mohandas to give her our token of appreciation. Yeah. Correct, souvenir cover, yes. Please give it to her. Thank you. Congratulations. Great. Thank you. That's yours. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
She gets $200 gift and also a copy of the COVID Tales, which was edited by Dr. Nisha Nijil. So please enjoy it. Thank you.
I'd like to now have Dr. Subramania Bhatt to recognize AKMG National Executive Board of Governors.
We have a great AKMG team. I want to recognize our AKMG team for 2021. So first I want to introduce our executive team. Can I ask Dr. Nijil Haroon, he is the president-elect, to come up to the stage. Dr. Geeta Nair, she is the vice president. Dr. Sindhu Ponarth, she is the secretary and treasurer. And also Dr. Usha Mohandas, immediate past president, to come up to the stage. Dr. Nijul Harun? No? How about Geeta Nair? Next, we are going to introduce our Board of Governors. 11 Board of Governors, out of which you get Dr. Elizabeth Maman, she's here. Shrikala Satish, Sheila Thomas, Dr. Thomas Rajan, Dr. Khalil Ashraf, Dr. Preeta Kuruvolla, and Nisha Nijil. Please come up to the stage.
Dr. Butt will now recognize past AKMG presidents. Dr. Butt?
Our past presidents paved us the way, so we have several of them here. We invited every one of the past presidents, and most of them came here, but some of them couldn't be here because of the health or personal reasons. But every one of them called me and wished good luck and best wishes for this convention. So we already have their blessings. So Susan is going to read the list. All past presidents, please come up to the stage and being recognized.
Thank you, Dr. Bhatt. AKMG family, are you all enjoying so far? Okay, more to come, okay? So I'm going to invite all the past presidents, and we really want to thank each one of you for, making AKMG such a big success. So let me call out the name. Please take your time, come on stage. Dr. Roy Thomas, Dr. Inas, Dr. Adur Amanullah, Dr. Matthew Tekedath, Dr. M.V. Pillai, Dr. Shakuntala Rajagopal, Mrs. Rita Pratap, Dr. Parvati Mohan, Dr. Narendra Kumar, Dr. Aravind Pillai, Dr. K.C. Joseph, Dr. Freemu Varghese, Dr. Hari Parameshwaran, Dr. Sunil Kumar, Dr. Thomas Matthew, Dr. Usha Mohandas, Dr. Ram Tinakal, Dr. Savi Joseph. Along with Dr. Bhatt, please come on stage.
Many thanks to all the past presidents. It's really nice of them to be here. And we are very, very happy that many of them came to the convention and blessed us. Thank you so much, all the past presidents. We also have some past API presidents, if you can stand up. Dr. Naresh Parikh is here. Dr. Jonal Gadda. Dr. Jonal Gadda is supposed to be here. And we also have Dr. Narendra Kumar. He was also a past president. Dr. George Thomas was supposed to be here. Due to some unforeseen circumstances, he was not able to join us this evening. We also have several other eminent people here. Mr. K.V. Kumar, our president of IAICC, and his beautiful wife Vijaya is here. Thank you so much for coming and being on this occasion. Thank you. Is Dr. Asha Thomas from Kerala here? Oh, there she is. Okay, sorry. We are very privileged to have Dr. Asha Thomas here from Kerala. Those of you who don't know her, Dr. Asha Thomas is graduated from Trivandrum Medical College, I'm sorry. I'm from Calicut, so I keep talking about Calicut. She's from Trivandrum Medical College. She not only did her medical degree, after that she pursued civil service. She became an IAS officer. And after completing IAS, she decided to come to United States and did her further studies and finally got her PhD, right, in health sciences. Anyway, we are very happy to have her here. He is holding a very high position in government of Kerala. He is the Chief of Health and Human Services and he is in charge of medical education. So please come on up, Dr. Asha. We just want to recognize you. Come on up for a second. Flowers. Please come to the center.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Thomas. We'd now like to recognize 24 sponsors. I will be calling sponsors one by one. We ask that you please join us up on stage for a shawl presentation. I'd like to start with 27th. Please join us on stage. We are now going to go to our...
I just want to say a few words about Anil Damani, Reena Gupta, and 27 Investments. They have supported AKMG right from the beginning. When we started the Georgia chapter, who wrote the first check for Georgia chapter? Anil Damani. Okay. When we approached him for COVID-19, just one text message that we are collecting funds. Very next day, we got $10,000 from Mr. Anil Damani. Reena, come on up. As soon as we decided about the convention, we went and talked to Anil and Reena. Without any hesitation in his mind, he told he is going to be the event sponsor. And they kept their word, and the check came several months before our convention. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Very proud of you, what you do, not only for AKMG, but for many, many organizations in Atlanta. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Reena Gupta, and I am one of the directors of 27th Investments. I just wanted to say a few words about Dr. Bhatt and Mrs. Bhatt. We at 27th Investment feel very fortunate actually to sponsor this event. We are looking forward to so many fruitful partnerships with AKMG. When it comes to Dr. Bhatt, today I'm not here just in the capacity of 27th Investment, but as a family friend of this beautiful couple. Such a hardworking couple, humble and down to earth. So huge round of applause for Dr. Bhatt and Mrs. Bhatt.
Thank you, Reena.
We are now going to go on to our grand sponsors, starting with Thakkar Developers. Please join us on stage.
Purvesh Thakkar, I saw him in the hall earlier. Is he here? No.
We would like to ask Representative for Perfect Tax and Finance to please join us on stage as one of our grand sponsors. Okay, we will move on to our diamond sponsors, starting with Polina Tours and Travel Incorporated. Give a round of applause for one of our diamond sponsors. Our next diamond sponsor is Athene. Please join us on stage.
Matthew Lata from Athene. Matthew, are you in the hall?
Our next diamond sponsor is Legally Mine. If you are here, please join us on stage. Thank you. We are now going to move on to our platinum sponsors, starting with ABC, Apple Billing and Credentialing, LLC. Our next platinum sponsor is L Nutra. Please join us on stage.
Dr. James Kelly here from L Nutra. Dr. James Kelly.
Okay, our next platinum sponsor will be Aon Global Health. Please come up on stage.
Jeremy or Sony Roshan here. Jeremy or Sony Roshan from Aon.
Okay, our next platinum sponsor will be Rose City Income Fund. Rose City Income Fund.
Mr. Ravi Avadanam here. Ravi Avadanam, I saw him earlier. Ravi Avadanam.
Another platinum sponsor, Health Prime. Could we have Health Prime come up on stage if you're here? right, we are going to now move on to our gold sponsors. The first is the Butt Foundation. So could we have the Butt family please come on stage? Thank you so much. Our next gold sponsor will be Shet Family Foundation, Madhu and Professor Jagdish Shet.
Dr. Madhu and Jagdish Seth were supposed to be here, but because of their age and COVID scare, they couldn't come. But he wanted to wish us all the best wishes. And most of the Atlanta people know Dr. Jagdish Seth. He has Dr. Seth Foundation. Actually, he is my mentor as far as our foundation is concerned. Dr. Jagdish Seth gave this money for our CME, continuing medical education. So he donated $5,000 for our CME foundation. Thank you so much, Dr. Seth.
Our next gold sponsor will be Health, Wealth, Safe for management of remote patient monitoring.
Dr. Subodh Agarwal here. Dr. Subodh Agarwal. I think they are all in the booth. They are not coming. Most of the sponsors are staying in the booth.
Our next gold sponsor will be Insurance Wala.
Rajesh and Pari Jyotishi, are they here? I don't think so.
Our next gold sponsor will be Kareem Ajani. Please join us on stage if you're here. Continuing with our gold sponsors, Doctors JC and Pradeep Baiju, please join us on stage. Our next gold sponsor will be Innovation Incubator. Please join us on stage.
Anthony Satyadas. Anthony Satyadas here. He was here a few minutes ago.
Our next gold sponsor is RESJ, Robbins, SQ, Smith, and Jordan.
Paul Smith here, Mr. Paul Smith, my accountant, is our accountant. He was here a few minutes ago.
All right, we'll keep moving with Integrative Financial Partners, IFP.
Pat Hinchey here.
Okay, we'll keep moving with our next gold sponsor, LPL Financial. We are now going to move to our silver sponsors, Lada Beatty Financial Service, another silver sponsor, Tranquil CBD,
Paul Patel here, Paul Patel. Matthew Rizio.
Our next silver sponsor, prior to IPO, I apologize. The names that I just called out were actually gold sponsors, and I want to make sure they're recognized as such. My apologies. We're actually now going to move on to the silver sponsors. Milani, not here. Gardent,
Gardent Health.
Our next silver sponsor, the Flying Carpet.
Flying Carpet or Atma Foster, Miss Foster. Thank you so much. Those are our almost 25 sponsors who helped us to make it very, very successful. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your kind help. This is the time I want to recognize our patron sponsors. We have 82 of them. When we started this program, I called several of our colleagues, and I made almost like 150 calls to get about 10 pattern sponsors. I continued because I knew that it's going to work. So people started helping us, more and more sponsors joined. So altogether we have 82 sponsors. So if you are a pattern sponsor, please stand up. Thank you. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me and for the convention. This is a very novel idea where we can support ourselves. So this is something we need to continue every year to make it happen. I think we can do it in a much better way, and this is going to be wonderful for AKMG. Thank you. We also have the about 125 first timers here. Very first time they came to the AKMG convention. So if you are here for the first time, please stand up and be recognized. Thank you so much for listening to me and coming here. That means a lot for AKMG. The first time you are here, next time you are coming back as AKMG leaders. So I truly believe that all the AKMG leaders are born in conventions. The conventions bring the future leaders. So it's very important to get the new people to conventions. Because when we come to the convention, something happens. We believe in this organization, we start working on this organization. Because out of these 125 people, I can guarantee you that there will be 10 emerging as new leaders of AKMG. Somebody is going to tell, if this short guy who can't even speak proper Malayalam can do this, I'm going to do it 10 times better. That's what I want to hear. As a leader, that's what I want to hear from the young people. AKMG is one of the premier organizations. To me, this is one of the best organizations. We have very highly successful individuals who are doing extremely well in this country. So I want to recognize the people who have achieved very high during the last year, 2021. So if you have published any papers, if you are recognized by the local or your government, or if you have done community service and done something good for the community, or recognized by the local or state government or the central government, please stand up and be recognized. I'm sure there are about almost 100 to 150 AKMG members who were recognized during the last year, either by publishing papers or by recognized by the community or done something great for the community. So if you are belonging to the category, if your name or your picture came up among the AKMG blogs done by our good friend Nisha Nijil, please stand up. I think people are scared to even to stand up, sorry. But there are several members who have done it and they are sitting in this room. The next one is going to be not so pretty. These are our life members whom we lost during the last 20 to 21. I think we have a slideshow of people who passed away last year. Can you play that video? All can stand up for a moment. Thank you. It's sad that we lost almost 10 or 12 members last year. Fortunately, none of them were lost during COVID, due to COVID, but from natural causes. Thank you so much. I think Rajesh and Pari are here. Can we recognize them? Rajesh and Pari, come on up to the stage. I just want to recognize our convention team. If you have worked in the executive team for this convention, please come on to the stage and be recognized. All the Atlanta team, some of them are preparing for the fashion show now, but the local team, the food team, the several executive committee members are here. Please come on to the stage. Let's all come on up. Thank you. How about Sunil? Come on up. There are more members, more Atlanta team. Please come on up. How about the volunteers? Our volunteers and their kids. Our kids can come up too. Look like they're all shy. Please come on up. All the executive committee of Atlanta team. There are almost 60 members.
A big round of applause by putting on this conference in the middle of a pandemic. Thank you. Thank you to the Atlanta team. Thank you all so much. All right, well, that concludes this portion of our night. Dr. Bhatt's going to say a few words.
Yes, some of the very hardworking executive team, they're getting ready for the fashion show. That's why we are missing some of them. So next is going to be the fashion show. I don't know. Yes.
We are actually going to take a little break. Everyone's been seated for so long, so please feel free to get up, stretch your legs, use the lavatory, and please, if you can, return back by 7:30 p.m. so we can start the fashion show, which is also going to include some of our amazing, fabulous AKMG models. So please take a break and come on back at 7:30.
सामने बैठे जाम पीरे 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 मटका मैं कमरिया धीरे 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 सैया जी सामने बैठे जाम पीरे पीरे पीरे
whistle 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 मैंने थोड़ी थोड़ी पी दे तू लव थेरेपी
मेरे नोटी सैया जी पीते हो इतनी मेरे नोटी सैया जी पीते हो इतनी
क्योंकि तू है चिकन चिकन अबे भी हूँ इतनी क्योंकि तू है चिकन अबे भी हूँ इतनी जाने दे गाड़ी भगाने दे गला से सूख रहा पैग लगाने दे जाने दे गाड़ी भगाने दे गला से सूख रहा तो पैग लगाने दे जिंदगी जुआ जुए से पैसा कमाने दे म्यूजिक बनाने दे आगे लगाने दे जिंदगी गाड़ी को धक्का लगाने दे टुक टुक निकलूंगा सीधा चक्का लगाने दे
मटका मैं कमरिया धीरे 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 धीरे
तुम क्यों चले आते हो हर रोज इन ख्वाबों में चुपके से आ भी जाओ एक दिन मेरी बाहों में तेरे ही सपने अंधेरों में उजालों में कोई नशा है तेरी आंखों के प्यालों में तू मेरे ख्वाबों में जवाबों में सवालों में हर दिन चुरा तुम्हें मैं लाता हूँ ख्यालों में क्या मुझे प्यार है यार? कैसा खुमार है यार? क्या मुझे प्यार है यार? कैसा खुमार है यार?
Checo.
पत्थर के इन रस्तों पे फूलों की एक चादर है जब से मिले हो हमको बदला हर एक मंजर है देखो जहाँ में नीले नीले आसमां रंग नए नए हैं जैसे घुलते हुए सोए से ख्वाब मेरे जागे तेरे वास्ते तेरे ख्यालों से है भीगे मेरे रास्ते क्या मुझे प्यार है यार? कैसा खुमार है यार? क्या मुझे प्यार है
Hello.
कैसा
We'd also like to encourage everybody to please visit the booths if you have a moment and return back here around 7:20 to 7:30. Thank you so much.
La 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 जिसे अपना कहा तू है जहाँ मैं हूँ वहाँ अब तो है जी
सफर मेरा है तू ही मेरी मंजिल तेरे बिना गुजारा है दिल है मुश्किल मुझे आजमाती है तेरी कमी मेरी हर कमी को है तू लाज़मी जुनून है मेरा बनूं मैं तेरे काबिल तेरे बिना गुजारा ऐ दिल है मुश्किल
गुलाबी आँखें जो तेरी देखी शराबी ये दिल हो गया संभालो मुझको ओ मेरे यारो संभलना मुश्किल हो गया मैं लुट गया मान के दिल का कहा मैं कहीं का ना रहा क्या कहूँ दिलरुबा बुरा ये जादू तेरी आँखों का ये मेरा कातिल हो गया
करूं मैं ये गुजारिशें मोहब्बतों का मोल दे नींदों में मेरी ख्वाब सा जरा सा मीठा बोल दे हाँ तू बन जा तू मेरी बन जा तू मेरी इश्के दी चाशनी हो मिठी मिठी चाशनी
पल पल दिल के पास तुम रहती हो जीवन मीठी प्यास ये कहती हो हर शाम आँखों पर तेरा चल लहराए हर रात यादों की बारात ले आए पल पल दिल के पास तुम रहती हो
साथ छोड़ूंगा ना तेरे पीछे आऊंगा छीन लूंगा या खुदा से मांग लाऊंगा तेरे नाल तकदीरा लिखवाऊंगा मैं तेरा बन जाऊंगा मैं तेरा बन जाऊंगा
जब कोई बात कर जाए जब कोई मुश्किल पड़ जाए तुम देना साथ मेरा ओ हमनवा ना कोई है ना कोई था जिंदगी में तुम्हारे सिवा तुम देना साथ मेरा ओ हमनवा ओ हमनवा
जिंदगी दो पल की इंतजार कब तक हम करेंगे भला तुम्हें प्यार कब तक ना करेंगे भला जिंदगी दो पल की
हर किसी को नहीं मिलता यहाँ प्यार जिंदगी में खुश नसीब है वो जिनको है मेरी ये बहार
मैं तेनू समझावा की ना तेरे बाजों लगदा जी तू की जाने प्यार मेरा मैं करूं इंतजार तेरा तू दिल तो यूं जान मेरी जान मेरी मैं तेनू समझावा की ना तेरे बाजों लगदा जी
दिल मेरा चुराया क्यों जब ये दिल तोड़ना ही था हमसे दिल लगाया क्यों जब ये मुंह मोड़ना ही था Why did you break my heart Why did we fall in love Why did you go away away away
ओ सागी सागी रे सागी सागी आपस आ रहना चाहे कोई ख्वाहिश बाकी हो सागी सागी रे सागी सागी आपस आ रहना चाहे कोई ख्वाहिश बाकी वो पहली बार जब हम मिले हाथों में हाथ जब हम चले हो गया ये दिल दीवाना होता है प्यार क्या हमने जाना
तेरी सूरत ना हो जिसमें वो शीशा तोड़ देंगे हम तेरी सूरत ना हो जिसमें वो शीशा तोड़ देंगे हम अगर तुम मिल जाओ जमाना छोड़ देंगे हम तुम्हें पाकर जमाने भर से रिश्ता तोड़ देंगे हम अगर तुम मिल जाओ जमाना छोड़ देंगे हम
कहता है पल पल तुमसे होगी दिल ये दीवाना कहता है पल पल तुमसे होगी दिल ये दीवाना एक पल भी जाने जाना मुझसे दूर नहीं जाना प्यार किया तो निभाना प्यार किया तो निभाना
बिन तेरे कोई आस भी ना रही इतना तरसे के प्यास भी ना रही बिन तेरे कोई आस भी ना रही इतना तरसे के प्यास भी ना रही
लड़खड़ाए कदम चले आए तू ना आया तो हम चले आए तेरे दर पर सनम चले आए तू ना आया तो हम चले आए तुझे देखा तो ये जाना सनम प्यार होता है दीवाना सनम अब यहाँ से कहाँ जाए हम तेरी बाहों में मर जाए हम
तन्हा तन्हा यहाँ पे जीना ये कोई बात है कोई साथ नहीं तेरा यहाँ तो ये कोई बात है
किसी को प्यार दे दे किसी का प्यार ले ले इस सारे जमाने में यही प्यारी बात है दिल दे दिया है जहाँ तुम्हें देंगे दगा नहीं करेंगे सनम दिल दे दिया है जहाँ तुम्हें देंगे दगा नहीं करेंगे सनम रब दी कसम यारा रब दी कसम रब दी कसम यारा रब दी कसम
हमको हमें से चुरा लो दिल में कहीं तुम छुपा लो हम अकेले खो न जाए दूर तुमसे हो न जाए पास आओ गले से लगा लो
दिल को तुमसे प्यार हुआ पहली बार हुआ आशिक यार हुआ, पहली बार हुआ, तुमसे प्यार हुआ। छाई है बेताबी मेरी जान, कहूँ मैं क्या करूँ।
जब से तुम्हें देखा दिल को मेरे आराम नहीं, एक तेरे सिवा इस दिल पे कोई और नाम नहीं।
तुमसे प्यार हमें है कितना जाने जाना, तुमसे मिलकर तुमको है बताना। धीरे धीरे से मेरी जिंदगी में आना, धीरे धीरे से दिल को चुराना। धीरे धीरे से मेरी जिंदगी में आना, धीरे धीरे से दिल को चुराना। तुमसे प्यार हमें है कितना जाने जाना, तुमसे मिलकर तुमको है बताना। जन्म 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 साथ चलना यूं ही, कसम तुम्हें कसम आके मिलना यही। एक जान है भले दो बदन जुदा, मेरी होके हमेशा ही रहना, कभी ना कहना अलविदा।
हमें तुमसे प्यार कितना ये हम नहीं जानते, मगर जी नहीं सकते तुम्हारे बिना। हमें तुमसे प्यार,
तुझे संग बैर लगाया ऐसा, राना मैं फिर अपने जैसा। हो राना मैं फिर अपने जैसा।
क्या हुआ तेरा वादा, वो कसम वो इरादा, भूलेगा दिल जिस दिन तुम्हें, वो दिन जिंदगी का आखिरी दिन होगा। क्या हुआ तेरा वादा।
हाँ सीखा मैंने जीना, जीना कैसे जीना, हाँ सीखा मैंने जीना मेरे हमदम। ना सीखा कभी जीना, जीना कैसे जीना, ना सीखा जीना तेरे बिना हमदम।
तुझसे नाराज नहीं जिंदगी, हैरान हूँ मैं, हूँ हैरान हूँ मैं। तेरे मासूम सवालों से परेशान हूँ मैं, हूँ परेशान हूँ मैं।
जो तेरी खातिर तड़पे पहले से ही, क्या उसे तड़पाना ओ जालिमा, ओ जालिमा। जो तेरे इश्क में बहका पहले से ही, क्या उसे बहकाना ओ जालिमा, ओ जालिमा।
जिए तो जिए कैसे बिन आपके, जिए तो जिए कैसे
Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Can I get more monitors? Bus 1, bus 1. Check, check. Yeah. Too loud, too loud. Go down. Test, test, test. Yeah, that's good. Check 1. Check, 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 check. ഒരു ഇച്ചിരി ഹൈസ് കൂട്ടാവും. ഹൈസ് കൂട്ടാവും. EQ. ഹൈസ്. ചാനൽ EQ. ഹൈസ്. Check 1, check 1, check 1. ലോ മിഡ് ഇച്ചിരി കട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഹൈസ് EQ കൂട്ടിക്കോ. Check 1, check 1. Test, 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 test. ഇച്ചിരി ലോ മിഡ് കുറച്ചോ EQയിൽ. Check 1, check 1, check 1. ലോ മിഡ് കുറച്ചോ. ടെസ്റ്റ് ടെസ്റ്റ് ടെസ്റ്റ്. ലോക്കട്ട് ഇച്ചിരി കുറച്ചോ, ബേസ് ഒത്തിരി കട്ടായിപ്പോയി. ലോക്കട്ട് കുറച്ചോ. ടെസ്റ്റ് ഇച്ചിരി ഹൈസ് കൂട്ടിക്കോ. ടെസ്റ്റ് 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 ടെസ്റ്റ്. Yeah, that's fine. Check, 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 check. Check. ഇച്ചിരി ലോക്കട്ട് കുറച്ചാൽ മതി. ലോ ഒത്തിരി കട്ടായിപ്പോയി. ലോക്കട്ട്. ചെക്ക് 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 ചെക്ക്. ലോക്കട്ട് ലെഫ്റ്റ് മുകളിൽ. ഗെയിൻ ഡിപ്പറെ. ടെസ്റ്റ് ടെസ്റ്റ് ടെസ്റ്റ്. യാ ടെസ്റ്റ്. ഒരു ഇച്ചിരി ഹൈസ് ഇട്ടോ. ചെക്ക് ചെക്ക് ചെക്ക്. Hey, good to see you. Check, 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 check. ഇച്ചിരി ഗെയിൻ കൂട്ടാവും. ഗെയിൻ ഇച്ചിരി കൂട്ടാവും. ഒരു 12 o'clock. ടെസ്റ്റ് 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 ടെസ്റ്റ്. ഓക്കെ. ചെക്ക് 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 1, 2. ഇത് ഇച്ചിരി ലോ കുറയ്ക്കണം. ലോ മിഡ് കുറച്ചോ. ചെക്ക് 1. ലോ മിഡ് കുറച്ചോ. ലോക്കട്ട് ഇച്ചിരി ഇട്ടിട്ട് ഹൈസ് ഇച്ചിരി കൂട്ടിക്കോ. ചെക്ക് 1, ചെക്ക് 1, ചെക്ക് 1, ചെക്ക് 1, ചെക്ക് 1, ചെക്ക് 1. ഗെയിൻ ഇച്ചിരി കൂട്ടിക്കോ. ചെക്ക് 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 ചെക്ക്. ഗെയിൻ കൂട്ടിക്കോ. ചെക്ക് 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 ചെക്ക്. ഇച്ചിരിയുടെ ഗെയിൻ കൂട്ടിക്കോ. ചെക്ക് 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 ചെക്ക്. ലോ മിഡ് കുറച്ചോ. EQയിൽ. ഫുൾ ബാൻഡ് EQ അല്ല, ചാനൽ EQയിൽ. Check, 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 check. ഇച്ചിരി RT നോക്കിയേ. ഇതുണ്ടോ? ആ ഫ്രീക്വൻസി ഒന്ന് ലോ മിഡ്. Check 1, 2. ഇച്ചിരി കട്ട് ചെയ്യാം ലോ മിഡ്. Check, check. ലോ മിഡ് കട്ട് ചെയ്യാം. Check, 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 check. ചെയ്തോ? ചെക്ക് ചെക്ക്. ഇച്ചിരി ഹൈസ് കൂട്ടിക്കോ. ചെക്ക് 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 ചെക്ക്. ഇച്ചിരി ഹൈസ് കൂട്ടിക്കോ. ചെക്ക് ചെക്ക് ചെക്ക്. 1, 2, 2, 2. ചെക്ക് 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 ചെക്ക്. യാ. ചെക്ക് ചെക്ക്. യൂട്ടിലിറ്റി പോയിട്ട് ഇതിന് മുമ്പത്തെ മൈക്കിൻ്റെ കോപ്പി പേസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്താൽ മതി. ചെക്ക് ചെക്ക്. ദിസ് വൺ ഇസ് ഗുഡ്. സൗണ്ട്സ് ഗുഡ്. ചെക്ക് ചെക്ക്. ചെക്ക് ചെക്ക് ചെക്ക്. 1, 2. ചെക്ക് 1, 2, 2. ലോ മിഡ്. ഓക്കെ. 12 പിന്നെ ബട്ടൺ 12 ഞെക്കിക്ക്. നമ്മുടെ മാസ്റ്റർ EQ. ബട്ടൺ 12. ഫുൾ ബാൻഡ് EQയിൽ ഈ ഒരു ഫ്രീക്വൻസി കട്ട് ചെയ്തോ. 125, 125 or 160. Check 1. Check 1. Check 1, 2. Okay.
Could we ask that everybody please return to the ballroom? Please return to the ballroom for the fashion show. Thank you. Hello. Good evening, everybody. Please return back to the ballroom for the start of the fashion show. We ask everybody who is outside in the lobby to please return to the ballroom. Thank you.
जब से
ये चांद सा रोशन चेहरा, जुल्फों का रंग सुनहरा, ये झील से नीली आंखें, कोई राज है इनमें गहरा। तारीफ करूं क्या उसकी जिसने तुम्हें बनाया।
वो जो मुझ में समाया, वो जो तुझ में समाया, मौला वही वही माया। कुन फाया कुन, कुन फाया कुन, फाया कुन, फाया कुन, फाया कुन, फाया कुन।
पहला नशा, पहला खुमार,
अगर तुम साथ हो,
नया प्यार है, नया इंतजार। कर लूं मैं क्या अपना हाल, ऐ दिल बेकरार, मेरे दिल बेकरार, तू ही बता।
अगर तुम साथ हो।
Good evening, everybody. Please return to the ballroom for the fashion show. Please return to the ballroom. Thank you.
जाने कहाँ कब किसी को किसी से प्यार हो जाए। ऊंची ऊंची दीवारों से इस दुनिया की रस्में, ना कुछ तेरे बस में चूरी, ना कुछ मेरे बस में। दिल क्या करे जब किसी से किसी को प्यार हो जाए। जाने कहाँ कब किसी को किसी से प्यार हो जाए।
बाहर बन के आऊं कभी तुम्हारी दुनिया में, गुजर न जाए ये दिन कहीं सी तमन्ना में। बाहर बन के आऊं कभी तुम्हारी
जो तेरी देखी शराबी ये दिल हो गया। संभालो मुझको ओ मेरे यारों, संभलना मुश्किल हो गया। गुलाबी आँखें जो तेरी देखी शराबी ये दिल हो गया।
गले लगा लो ना, लगी बुझा दो ना ओ सजना। तुमने जो अगर लगाई है तो छुके देखो ना कहाँ कहाँ। देखो सीने में कैसी हलचल मची है ओ सजना। पाप पाप देखो सीने में कैसी हलचल मची है ओ सजना।
वादा करो नहीं छोड़ोगे तुम मेरा साथ, जहाँ तुम हो वहाँ मैं भी हूँ।
वो नहीं देखो जरा पीछे रखो हाथ, जहाँ तुम हो जहाँ मैं भी हूँ।
Hello? All right, everybody. We'd like to have your attention, please. We're going to get the fashion show started. We can go ahead and cue the music. Thank you.
भुलाए सुनी जगह पे कहीं छेड़े डराए।
हायरे ना ना, हायरे ना ना, ये ना करना। नहीं 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 नहीं।
कह दूं तुम्हें या चुप रहूं, दिल में मेरे आज क्या है। जो बोलो तो जानू, गुरु तुमको मानो।
Jump in the deep end, trying to swim but you're sinking. I don't know the reason, just needed something different. Don't gotta hear what they speaking, no, no, don't gotta take what they giving. Remember the meaning, this old folk song we be singing. I'ma raise my arms high, I'ma touch the sky.
परिवार भद्र वटकम कैलेंदुम तंबूरटे नल्ल चंडितिरुमुंबिल चन्नुकाळि कळि तोडंगी अंगनगरी परिवार भद्र वटकम कैलेंदुम तंबूरटे नल्ल चंडितिरुमुंबिल चन्नुकाळि कळि तोडंगी परिवार 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 heartbeat racing. What you feel when your feet hit the pavement? Keep on reaching, hold on to what you believe in. Don't gotta learn what they teaching, no, no, don't believe what they preaching. Remember the meaning, this old folk song we be singing. I'ma raise my arms high, I'ma touch the sky. I'ma sing it loud and loud. hit the pavement. Keep on reaching, hold on to what you believe in. Don't gotta learn what they teaching, no, no, don't believe what they preaching. Remember the meaning, this old folk song we be singing. I'ma raise my arms high, I'ma touch the skyline, I'ma sing it loud and loud. Let me be free. പടിവാള ഭദ്രവടകം കൈലേന്തും തമ്പൂരട്ടിയെ നല്ല ചടി തിരുമുമ്പിൽ ചെന്നു കളി കളി തുടങ്ങി. അങ്ങനെ പടിവാള ഭദ്രവടകം കൈലേന്തും തമ്പൂരട്ടിയെ നല്ല ചടി തിരുമുമ്പിൽ ചെന്നു കളി കളി തുടങ്ങി. പടിവാള 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 പോകും.
ജനകോടികൾക്ക് ജീവാമൃതം ജയഭാരതാംബയ്ക്ക് വന്ദനം. ജനകോടികൾക്ക് ജീവാമൃതം ജയഭാരതാംബയ്ക്ക് വന്ദനം. ഓ ഹൃദയമേ ഹൃദയമേ ഉണരുമീ വേളയിൽ പ്രാണനും ജീവവായുവും ഭാരതാംബയാമമ്മേ. ഭാരതാമോചന ധീരദേശാഭിമാനികളെ സദാ ചോരയും വീര്യവും ജീവനും ത്യജിച്ച യോദ്ധാക്കളെ സദാ. ഹൃദയമേ ഹൃദയമേ ഉണരുമീ വേളയിൽ ജനകോടികൾക്ക് ജീവാമൃതം ജയഭാരതാംബയ്ക്ക് വന്ദനം. ജനകോടികൾക്ക് ജീവാമൃതം ജയഭാരതാംബയ്ക്ക് വന്ദനം. ഓ ജയ കിസാനോ ജയ ജവാനോ ജയ കിസാനോ ജയ ജവാൻ. ജയ കിസാനോ ജയ ജവാനോ ജയ കിസാനോ ജയ ജവാൻ. ജയ 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 ദേശം ജയ 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 ഭാരതം. ശാന്തി മന്ത്രമായി ഹിന്ദുവും
Hello everyone, I hope you're all enjoying the AKMG fashion show. Meet all our supermodels. We have Jessica, Dr. Shanta and Ravi Iyer, Sandra and Jennifer Vijayan, Dr. Geeta Nair and Nisha Pillai, Dr. JC and Pradeep Baiju, Dr. Reema Malik and Dr. Shankar Unnikrishnan, Dr. Deepu Sudhakaran and Ammu, Dr. Thomas Rajan and Smita Rajan, they are the father-daughter couple, And we have our fashion coordinator and who made all this possible, Harini and Chaitanya. And we have our past president of AKMG, Dr. Usha Mohandas and Dr. Mohandas. This is Satish and me, Shrikala. We have the convention chair, Dr. Lissy Taliyat and Mr. Anthony Taliyat. And of course, our favorite couple here, the president of AKMG, the present president, Dr. Bud, Anu Bud, and their son, Kiran. And of course, our superstar here, Mamta Mohandas.
Hello. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you team for doing such a super job. Some of them came from out of state today and they did a super job. Thank you so much. Applause to all the supermodels who are super achievers and superstars with our real superstar. Thank you so much. Thank you. This fashion show committee, we all would really like to tribute this fashion show to our heroes, our healthcare doctors, nurses, and so many other healthcare members whom we lost for this sad, tragic pandemic COVID-19. I would like all of you to stand. Please stand up, all of you, please. So that we could honor these whom we lost. Within all this glitter, there is so much of sadness in life, but we have to take one life at a time. Thank you. Please remain standing. Please remain standing. Before we conclude fashion show, we would like to sing a song, Vande Mataram, which is written by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay in Rag Desh. We're going to start that. Thank you. Please stay standing because this is Vande Mataram, which is our national song, Indian national song.
Vande Mataram.
प्रफुल्ल कुसुमिता कुमदल शोभिनी सुभाषिनी सुमधुर भाषिणी सुखदां वरदां मातरं वन्दे मातरम् सुखदां वरदां मातरं वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे सुफलां मलयज शीतलां सस्यश्यामलां मातरं वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम्।
Thank you. धन्यवाद.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. And a big thank you to the fashion show group. I'd like to go ahead and announce dinner. All food items on your plate will be vegetarian. Meat items will be placed in separate dishes in each table. I'd also like to give a gentle reminder to everybody to stick around. We're going to have a gala musical program, also known as our campus comedy, after dinner. So we have a lot of entertainment coming, so please enjoy dinner. We are going to have some sponsored talks. I'd like to invite Dr. Sapna Sunil on stage to introduce and announce the sponsored talks. Dr. Sapna Sunil, please join us on stage. Thank you.
ആരു പറഞ്ഞ കനവാണെന്നാരു പറഞ്ഞു കൺമഷിക്കായലിൽ തുഞ്ചത്ത് ചാടണ പള്ളാത്തിക്കെന്ത് ചന്തമാണു പെണ്ണെ ഓടണ്ട ഓടണ്ട ഓടിത്തളരണ്ട ഓമന പൂമുഖം പാടിടേണ്ട പൊൻവീണ എന്നുള്ള മൗനം വാങ്ങൂ ജന്മങ്ങൾ പുൽകും നിൻ നാദം നൽകൂ ചന്ദമാമ ചന്ദ്രകാന്ത കൽപ്പടങ്ങൾ വാവ ഇന്ദ്രനീലത്തിരമാലകളിൽ നീരാടാൻ വാവ ദേവരാഗമേ മേലെ മേഘത്തേരിൽ റിം 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 ആടി വാ താഴെ വാ ഒരു ചിക് 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 ചിറകിൽ മഴവില്ല് വിരിക്കും മനസ്സേ ശുക്രിയ ശുക്രിയ I'm in love with the shape of you. You push and pull like a magnet too. You know my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room, and on my bed it smelled like you. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you.
അരികിൽ പ്രതിയുടെ നെഞ്ചിൽ ആരോ മൂടും രാഗം വിഴികൾ മൊഴിയും മധുരം കിനിയും നെയ്യും നീണം മഴയേ മഴയേ മനസ്സിൽ മുഷിയാല തരും നിറവേ
തിരുവാവണിരാവ് മനസ്സാകെ നിലാവ് മലയാള ചുണ്ടിൽ അടികുഞ്ഞി പെണ്ണമ്മ തിരുവള്ളിക്കാവിൽ ഗജവീരന്മാരായിരം കുമ്മ പടപാണ്ടിത്താളം കുടമാറ്റം കാണാൻ അരയാലിൻ നീലം വിളി തതറിന്നനാരേ തതറി കുഞ്ഞോളങ്ങൾ കൊഞ്ചും പോലെ കണ്ണേ കണ്ടാൽ ഉണ്ണി മിണ്ടിയിടും നിറഞ്ചും താനേ
Excuse me, everybody. If I could have your attention, please. Dr. Swapna Madhavan is going to be introducing our first sponsor talk. So please turn your attention to the stage. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everybody. I hope you are all enjoying the AKMG convention, the 42nd convention. I know we are all getting ready to eat. So yes, our delicious food is being served. But in the meanwhile, I would like to let you all know that this great grand function would not be possible without our grand sponsors. So I would like to invite Amit from 27th Investment to come and talk about 27 investments and enlighten us. Amit, if you could please come on stage, please.
Thank you, Dr. Swapna. Thank you so much for introducing me, and thanks for everyone for attending this beautiful convention. I'm so excited to be here. So happy. At the outset, let me congratulate Dr. Bhatt and Mrs. Bhatt for this amazing event put together. It is beautiful and inspiring. I have been asked to speak right after the fashion show. And this is the second time in my career that's happening. So I kind of went to them and I'm like, what is this about me following a fashion show? And they are like, well, you're so glammed up, like, with the fashion show, we kind of wanted to balance it out with something else. So I was like, okay, cool, yeah, glad to help. But yeah, congratulate Dr. Bhatt for not only this beautiful convention, but also for being nominated to, not selected to the Georgia Medical Board. Only one of the two Indian Americans to be selected on the medical board by Governor Kemp. So, Dr. Bhatt, congratulations. I'm sure you will represent the Indian American interests on the board very well, not just from a physician standpoint, but also from the community standpoint. And you've made a comment, Dr. Bhatt, earlier that conventions are where leaders are born. I could not agree more. But you, sir, are a naturally born leader who makes conventions happen. So, congratulations again. With that being said, my name is Amit, and I should really point out that the two people I just mentioned, Dr. Bhatt and also Dr. Srini Gangasani, who has also been selected to the Georgia Medical Board, are both our investors. So, what does that say about our company? Can I have the slides up, please? Thank you. So let me formally introduce 27th Investments. 27th Investments is an Atlanta, Georgia-based company. Let me, at the outset, maybe clarify, 27th Investments is not an investment fund. We are not an investment company that would take your money, raise capital, and then speculate on somebody else's assets. We have 5 divisions under us that we own, operate, and control. And whatever funds we raise, we basically invest those in those 5 divisions. And the way we do that is by offering you a promissory note that gives you an interest rate of 12% every year. So that's 12% every year for 24 months. And let me tell you about how we do it. The very first division I want to talk about is Lucky Bucks. Lucky Bucks is sort of the crown jewel of 27th Investments. Currently, it is valued at about $1 billion. It was only like 2 years ago, this company was valued at about, say, give and take 500 million. In 2 years, we have doubled in valuation. And that is through a COVID year. So let that sink in for a moment. We have had tremendous growth in this company, mainly because this company deals with coin-operated amusement machines. So what it does is, in layman terms, when you go to like a retail location, like a gas station, you see those kiosks on the side. Those gaming kiosks, the company puts those kiosks over there. We are the master licensee to put those in there. What you may not know is how lucrative that revenue stream is. So much so that the state of Georgia, through the Georgia Lottery Commission, specifically regulates this stream of industry. And the funding for the Hope Scholarship comes from this industry too. This is how big this industry is, and we have the majority share in the state of Georgia for that. Our annual earnings are north of 100 million, and Moody's and S&P has given us a very strong B rating, which is a pretty big deal for a non-publicly traded company. We also have recently closed on a credit facility of $500 million by various financial institutions. That just goes to show not just the credibility of the company, but how strong the company is run and managed and how strong it has grown throughout the years. The next division we have is 27th Group Properties. In just a short period of time, it was established in 2017, but in a short period of time, we basically have like 37 plus properties in our portfolio, and we keep on growing. We have ambitions to make it to 50 plus in about 2 years. I think we already crossed it because we recently closed, put under contract, $45 million project with 28 Circle Ks. We have a total portfolio about 50 million already in this division. Probably going to raise it to about 100 now. We have a very strong ROI. Our cash on cash yield is 80%. The map over there on the right basically shows you all the locations in the state of Georgia that we have those commercial and real estate properties. Next up is Jackpot Software. Jackpot Software develops and sells the software for the online games in Bahamas. So we are the only 2 licensees in the state of Bahamas that are allowed to do so. We have a tremendous upside in this industry. This industry is north of about like $300, $400 million, and we are the only 2 players. So there's a tremendous upside in this particular division, and that is now the up-and-coming division for 27th Investments. After that, we have Polytech USA. Polytech, what it does is when your high-end car gets into an accident, you buff it, polish it, put all of the refinishing products. We make those products. We develop and make those products in Turkey and then sell them here in North America USA, Canada, and Mexico, and we are the exclusive distributors of that product in America. We have about 1,200 body shops carrying the product right now in entire North America. Then we have 27th Ventures. 27th Ventures is sort of like the fun division of 27th Investments. When you look at all those Bollywood concerts, like when you say A.R. Rahman is coming to town or Salman Khan is coming to town, we are the ones financing those behind the scenes. We also do restaurants to this 27th Ventures. If you're from Georgia area, you heard about Tindrum. Tindrum is basically, we have invested that in, we have a major investment in Tindrum. But very recently, we have also invested in Bollywood movies. One of the movies that's coming out is Rocketry. I don't know if you've heard about this, but R. Madhavan is making his directorial debut in this particular movie. And I think he's acted in that movie as well. So, we have invested there. It's a tremendous achievement for us. I think Shah Rukh Khan is in that movie as well. So, you know what? If you are existing investors in our 27 investments, go watch the movie. It's like investing in yourself, But yeah, that was the 5 divisions that we have under 27th Investments. And now I want to talk about why we are here. So we are in the middle of a capital raise round. And the way we want to raise the capital is by issuing promissory notes. These promissory notes have a term of 2 years and a coupon rate of 12%. So what it means in simple terms is that if you invest $100,000 with us, you basically get 12% every year for a period of 2 years. So 100,000 becomes 124,000 at the end of the term. What's special about this is that the interest gets paid to you every month. So every month, before the 5th of every month, you get the interest deposited into your bank account directly. See, this is a very underappreciated and powerful term. You see, when you talk about investments and when you compare investments, a lot of people get caught up into rate of return. But they don't look at the liquidity that this particular product provides. There is no other competing product, say for annuities, that would do monthly return of your interest to your bank account directly. And I think this is a very powerful feature and something that you should think about. Also, this is very important in terms of planning. For example, a lot of our investors use this to pay for their kids' college expenses. Because there is so much fixed liquidity that comes to you every month, it becomes planning much more easier. It makes planning much more easier. And at the end of the term, you get your $100,000 back. So what have we done so far? So far, except for the flyover states, we're pretty much all over the nation, over 25 states right now. We have more than 100 active nodes, and one number I'm proud of is 0% default rate. We absolutely have no default, close to 3 years doing this, absolutely no default rate. And that is remarkable for us because we have that liquidity for servicing your debt already. And that's why we are so successful and growing at the tremendous pace that we are growing at. Now, I get asked a lot of questions, and of course, I can answer these questions over and over again, no problem, but I just thought I'll put up a few questions over there just for your knowledge. The number one question I get is, how can you afford such a high rate when banks only give you barely 1%? Well, first of all, banks are very highly regulated institutions. We do not fall under that burden of regulation, so that cuts a lot of our overhead expenses. Secondly, if you think about it, we are actually sharing our profit with you, but we are shielding you from the fluctuations that comes to normal business-to-business, day-to-day activities of the business. For example, in the COVID year, I'm pretty sure some of our projects took a hit, but let me tell you, the investors never took a hit because our returns were guaranteed for that particular period of time. So all of our investors were particularly very, very safe. They got all of the returns on time, every time throughout the year. This is a remarkable feature for our product. Second question is, isn't this too good to be true? Well, of course not. Again, if you think about it, any well-run, well-managed business in this country will probably make about 30–40% profit margin very easily. So if you think about whether we can afford to give you 12% of that margin, it's really not that big of a number to be really thinking about if it's too good to be true. So yeah, this is very much doable, and we do it all the time. We have a track record to prove it. Last is a very important question. Is I get 20% with some hedge fund somewhere, why should I invest here? Very relevant question, but again, let me tell you, the rate of return is one metric that is the least understood in the financial world. Even financial professionals don't really understand how to explain the rate of return about a project. You cannot just look at rate of return and compare two products altogether. You know, hedge funds, when they say 20%, first of all, it is not net of fees. Net of fees, your return is going to come down. Secondly, you are not going to get this rate of return over a period of time, you know, for a long period of time. You probably hit it like maybe once or twice, but then you also have the downside that they will never, you know, tell you about. Secondly, when people and funds talk about rate of returns, they're either talking about projections in the future or their historical performance in the past. Okay, neither of them helps you. So instead, if you're talking about rate of return, unless it's fixed, the way we give it to you, you really have to understand what are the caveats surrounding it. You know, most of your medical professionals here, I don't have to tell you, you cannot judge the health of any system by looking at just one metric, right? You have to look at a combination of metrics and then come to realize what really it is that you are getting. But anyway, these are some of the main questions I get. If you have any more questions, me and my wife, Reena Gupta, we are all here. My entire team is over here from 27th Investments. Please talk to us, come to our table. You know, we're happy to answer any of your questions if you have any more. And thank you so much for your time. Enjoy your dinner.
Next up, I would like to welcome Purvesh and Sam from Thakkar Developers Perfect Tax to give their sponsored talk. Welcome.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. Thank you. Hello, everyone. You know, I would like to first and foremost thank each one of you guys for being here and being a wonderful crowd and, you know, paying attention to the previous presentation and even ours. I really appreciate that. I would also like to thank Dr. Bhatt for inviting us and being part of this journey. And not only that, I appreciate Dr. Bhatt, Dr. Naresh, and Dr. Johnson for not only, you know, guiding us through this, journey, but also being an integral part of this journey. All three of them either have been a client of a perfect group of companies and also invested with us. So I, again, from bottom of our hearts, from Perfect Group of Company, would like to thank Dr. Bhatt, and at the same time, Dr. Naresh and Dr. Johnson also in putting in trust in our company as well. Thank you. So I'm a group CEO of Perfect Group of Companies, and you see a lot of logos here, and let me tell you a little bit of journey. This is a family-owned enterprise. My father started this business about 20 years back. I joined him. I used to work for Fortune 500 companies in corporate career and joined him full-time in 2008, along with my dad and my wife to help him grow the business. From that time, we have expanded and grown our business at a compounded annual growth rate of 43% year over year. And we have technically taken this enterprise to become world's largest South Asian media and entertainment brand outside India, and a $1 billion real estate valued portfolio asset company, and at the same time having diversification into tax, real estate, and entertainment and media. So, we'd like to go to the next slide. There's some technical problem on the slide clicking, looks like. So a little bit about us. As I said, again, we started in 2002 with a tax compliance and risk management at the core of focus of our group. family-owned enterprise with over 300 employees, been in business for over 20 years now. As I said again, one of the largest South Asian media and entertainment brand outside India, consumed by over 20 million people globally. We have offices in Dubai, Dallas, New Jersey, Atlanta. Very soon we are launching an office in Atlanta as well. Dubai, Philippines, and India. We were named as one of the fastest growing small business by Chamber of Commerce and by Inc. 5000 magazine in 2016 and 2020 also. So this just gives you a focus of leadership team, what we have. I'm Group CEO. Purvesh acts as a real estate CEO. Vaishali acts as a CEO for consulting and the media and entertainment. Dheeraj, who was an ex-Z CEO, a lot of people know Z TV. He launched Z in internationally, and he's working full-time with us as Chief Operating Officer. Mr. Mahesh as a Group Chairman, and Vipul as a Restaurant and Entertainment CEO. So Perfect Group of Business is divided into 3 verticals: media, entertainment, real estate, and consulting. Within media, we own 11 radio broadcast channels across the world. We own 9 digital channels. We have digital media and OTT platform called Big Fan TV, which is like competitor to Netflix and that for South Asian space. We have theaters, family entertainment centers, and food and concerts and events. Within space of real estate, we have residential, mixed-use commercial, land. And within space of consulting, we work with high net worth individual for tax planning, real estate consulting, corporate tax planning, and risk management services. What are the 4 biggest concerns of every doctor in their financial health? There are 4 things. They either complain that they pay very high tax, 35 to 50%. If you're in California, you are paying over 50%. Second is asset and estate protection. The third is growth of capital and consistent fixed return. So these are primary 4 biggest challenge. Every doctor have said year over year that this is my 4 biggest challenge, Sam. If you can help us solve it, would love to work with you. So how do we fix that? So how do you reduce taxes? So there are, a lot of people ask me, and we do have a lot of signs and posters, and people have came to me and told me, how is it possible, Sam? You are advertising that you can pay 0 capital gains tax. Versus Biden is today saying that he is going to increase the short-term tax rate or long-term tax rate to be all aligned, which would be about 43% by the time they are done for high net worth individuals. So trust me, there are a lot of proactive ways. If you were to proactively work, there are structures which are approved by IRS, things like CRTs, CRUTs, which is Charitable Remainder Trust, Charitable Remainder Unit Trust, NIMCRUTs, CRAT, Charitable Remainder Annuity Trust, and Charitable Remainder Lead Annuity Trust. All of these things are phenomenal vehicles where we can help you bring down your capital gains tax. Doesn't matter if it is short-term or long-term to 0. So if you proactively work, not between January and April, you have to work proactively, and we can literally help you pay 0 capital gains tax, which is going to be double this year after the increase in the tax liabilities. How do you help reduce the ordinary business tax? A lot of people also complain to me that, Sam, we are W2, and we do make a lot of income, but how do you save W2 taxes? How do you technically help in that space? So what we help is we help you set up an energy efficient business which focuses on 4 different umbrellas. You get tremendous tax credits. So with energy efficient tax projects, you get a lot of tax credits. So we help you capture that. We also help you capture the depreciation on top of it, which also generates cash flows, which also helps you with, and if you were to design the project correctly, with the self-consumption, you can generate also double-digit returns on top of it. So what we are doing is we are helping you design such a way a structure which will help you maximize your returns and at the same time help you cut your taxes in half. We have challenged that if I cannot technically save you minimum $50,000 in taxes for discussing 30 minutes with us, we'll write you a check of $1,000. If we cannot show you. And we work with your CPAs, so you don't have to change your CPAs. We work with your financial advisors. You don't have to change your financial advisors as well. So that's where we help, and we come and help you increase your cash flows by over 50%. How to save this? As I said to you, come and set up an appointment. Free consultation does not cost anything to you to explore and understand. Second thing is, we would also make sure that these things are implemented between August and November. So you cannot implement any of the strategies in January. That is extremely important to do it before December 31st. You cannot do anything what you do between January and April 15 is tax filing and tax compliance. And we work with your CPA to identify this opportunity so you don't even have to change any of your professionals. We work with your existing professionals, we are consultants, and we charge you fixed fees. So there is no percentage fees of savings or anything like that. We charge you fixed fees and we help you design this plan. Now, I would like to invite Purvesh to help us and talk to us that how do you technically help set, after saving taxes, the second question people ask us for financial success is, that's great, we saved you taxes, we saved you a lot of money doing it, but what can we do to maximize the value of this money? And that's where Purvesh steps in as the CEO of real estate. I would like to welcome and say a few words by Purvesh. Thank you.
Hello. Yes. So you saw the special effect during taxes, all that fog that came up. It was intentional, done by Georgies to make sure tax is so confusing subject. It's always foggy. It's always gray. We don't know, are we doing the right thing? When our CPA calls us and says, pay $200,000 in tax before October or before April 15th, it always brings all the fog. Is it the right thing? Am I making money for government or myself? So I hope Sam helped you out, remove some of that fog. It is possible to save taxes if you talk to us before December ends. And if you do it right and plan it right, it is possible and we can help you with that. Having said that, I'll go into real estate right after this. Hey, that looks like a handsome man. That's me. No, that's not what I'm going to talk about today. Today we are going to talk about how we can invest the money that you saved in taxes just 5 minutes ago. And where do we invest and how, what can be done? Where I can play, or our company, or our group company can play a role for all of you guys. So that's what I will talk about briefly, not bore you too much. I'm sure lovely dinner everybody's enjoying. As a head of a real estate division of family, I run residential, commercial, asset management, and real estate services divisions. Our residential component is made up of multifamily development from ground up, single family homes, vacation homes. Commercial real estate focuses on office buildings, retail, entertainment, and hotels and resorts. Our asset management includes residential and commercial portfolio of assets combined together. Other than that, real estate services, we launched that particular program to reduce our cost of development of real estate so that we can vertically align and make sure we can make most efficient use of our land projects. So Sam, do you want to say something?
Yes, so one more thing, what we do is in the space, a lot of times people do ask us this question. We do have education strategies, which we provide as a level 1 and level 2 strategies are absolutely free to you, where you do not even have to invest with us. You just attend these strategies, they're free. We do it remotely, and we'll teach you that how you can make the same amount of money also in real estate. Now, when you are happy with yourself generating this income, learning our strategies, we would also advise you that level 3 and level 4 strategies are focused to even make double-digit returns, and we can help you how to design that. So if you're interested in learning how to do this yourself in level 1 and level 2 strategies, come to our booth, just set up your name and we would schedule something and a learning strategy with you where you'd remotely be able to learn from us that how you can maximize and generate this yourself. Once you're happy generating this strategy, come to us and we'll show you how we do that in level 3 and level 4 where you co-invest with us and we would help you maximize value as well.
Definitely. So next slide. What's our philosophy when we work in real estate? Very simple few things. We focus on rapidly growing real estate markets. We build value through vertically aligning. So land development, construction, leasing, stabilization, all of it we do in-house. We have people, staff who does all of that in-house. We worked on mixed use project, not focused on one single sector or just multifamily or just hotels or just retail or just office building. We diversify. Project selection criteria is based on mitigating risk, securing investment, optimizing ROI. And then we have, before we go into the project, we know how are we going to exit out of it. We don't think build everything, lease it, and then think, oh, what do we do now? Who do we sell it to? Going in, we know who are the target buyers of this project, so we build a product that we can sell. So we call it a Class A product. Our product is always Class A, Class A, Class A. I say it thrice because there are 3 things that make product Class A. One is location, second is quality of construction, and third part is good tenant, good Class A tenant who can pay the rents. So we focus on all 3 before we strategize our development. We go up here, very simple three options where people can get involved in our funds. So one is Core and Core Plus, which is going to generate returns of 12 to 18% year over year. Second is fixed income fund. So all of us who like to get check every quarter in our mails or every month, we encourage them to take part into our fixed income fund, which is backed by real estate and secured by the asset underlying and equities underlying, and make 12% fixed income coming to your account every quarter, every month. Then last part is opportunistic. Some of us say that, hey, we don't want all of our money going to fixed, but we want to make upside that we make as a developer. So we let you cut some of that pie and share with all of you guys, as long as you are ready to take opportunistic play in the assets, that where you can make 18 to 25% returns.
Well, and let me tell you one more thing. In 15 years plus we have been doing this thing, there has not been a single year we have ever missed the dividends for our investors. We have not a single project yet. So we have gone through multiple cycles. We are not saying that we are in the last 3 years, last 5 years, but we have gone through multiple cycles of ups and downs of the economy. Not a single project of ours has ever not met the promised expectation which we had initially given. And the fixed returns, as Purvesh mentioned, are consistently coming. They are fixed and guaranteed. So you get every single quarter of these checks in the mail.
Absolutely. So next, there you go. There are the projects that we are involved in. Directly owning the land. Land bank is ours. Land developers are us. Vertical development are us. And that includes $750 million mixed-use project in nation's one of the hottest market in Texas, North Dallas. That is in Allen. That includes several other components. We'll go further down. Mustang Square in Plano, Texas. Everybody might have heard name Plano. Perhaps in this economy that is a hot fire market. $200 million development, including all kinds of components, residential, commercial, and retail, and offices. Single family homes in Plano, $40 million project. Today broken ground already last month, and it's going through the development cycle. Office building in Allen, 50 million, and Salina project we already exited this year, earlier this year, where we met returns of, for all of it. Portfolio highlights, what does the Allen mixed use project comprises of? 1,600 units of multifamily, 1 million square feet of Class A office space, 2 hotels, and more than 150,000 square feet of retail and entertainment space. We go further down, Mustang Square that we looked at a little earlier in Plano. That is 100 homes, family entertainment center, and about 100,000 square feet of office and 75,000 square feet of entertainment space. That is our highlight of our entertainment centers, family entertainment centers. We operate, we build, we run, and we generate income on that.
And this is the first of its kind of an entertainment center in entire US, where you have under one roof, you have go-karting, bowling, arcade, laser tag, movie theater, and it is a food hall combined together. And this kind of centers drive about 100,000 people every single month. And this is again another source of income which we generate, and make sure that our investors year over year keep making the same consistent returns.
Sure. And then, before we go, there was one slide that's missing. The special thanks to Dr. Bhatt, Dr. Johnson, and Dr. Naresh Parikh. Reason I named these 3 names, because they are present here. Otherwise, first I would like to thank entire organization of AKMG, all the leaders who have put this wonderful event together. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I also loved all of you guys paying attention to what we have to say. So first, thanks to them. Second, to Dr. Johnson, Dr. Bhatt, and Dr. Naresh Parikh, who is all 3 are here today. And they are investors, and they have given us support over the years on all our projects. So they have visited us personally, seen our setup, seen our land, and seen our locations. You can meet them and ask them about that. So that is the reason I want to thank them specially. Thank you, Dr. Bhatt.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate that. And one more thing, please stop over at our booth. If you think that you pay too much in taxes, please stop over at our booth and we would help you and give you an idea. If you feel that you pay less in taxes, in last 20 years, I've only found one guy who said, hey, Sam, I pay less in taxes. I would like to make sure that I pay more. So, if you're not one of that person, please stop over our booth and we would love to talk to you and explain you how we can do and how we can work as a team. Thank you again, everyone, for listening to us patiently. You have a wonderful dinner and you've been a wonderful audience. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I think we should stay back for a second. Oh, ho, ho.
Thank you for your sponsorship. We missed you earlier.
Sam, please come on this side. And please, give award to me and shawl to him, please. There we go. Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you,
for
everyone.
your sponsorship. Thank you.
Thank you,
very much.
Dr. Bhatt.
All right. Thank you, Purvesh and Shyam. Next up, we have Ravi Shankar and Sam from Rose City Income Fund. So I'd like to welcome them to come up on stage and give the sponsor talk.
Do I need to hit play? Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Bhatt, for giving us an opportunity to present here. My name is Sam Ikurti. I'm from Rose City Income Fund. We are a crypto hedge fund that invests investors' assets into Bitcoin and Ethereum, and we provide a steady income from investing in proof of stake mining. So our fund originally started in 2017, and we managed to produce a return of 10x to our original investors. So $100 invested in our fund has returned 1,081% growth in 3 years. And while providing this return, we managed to send a distribution of 15% per year to our investors. So in terms of my own experience, I have been a programmer, software engineer all of my life. So I am what you would call a nerd. I've been an early investor in Bitcoin when its price was around $100. And I was also an early investor in Ethereum when it was around $4. So we started our fund in 2017 and managed to produce an enormous return for our investors. And I'll tell you one of the reasons why you should have an exposure to this asset class, right? Because one of the main reasons is we send out monthly distribution checks to our partners. So an investor who puts $100,000 will receive a monthly check of $1,250, which adds up to $15,000 in 1 year. So similarly, another reason why you should have an exposure to this asset class is because Bitcoin is one of the best performing asset class of this century on a risk-adjusted basis. But not many people know about this. But I will ask you a simple question. Let's say you invested $25 into Bitcoin in 2010, which is 11 years ago. How much do you think it would be worth today? Anyone want to take a guess? You invested $25 into Bitcoin in 2010. How much do you think it would be worth today? Okay, Mr. Butt guessed 250,000. Well, I'll tell you the correct answer. It is $450 million. And this is a fact you can verify for yourself. Just do a Google search for Bitcoin and pizza, then you'll see this. There was a programmer who was mining Bitcoin in those days, and he bought 2 medium-sized pizzas from Papa John's, and for that he paid 10,000 Bitcoins. So if you look at the price of Bitcoin today, which is around $45,000, so you multiply 45,000 with 10,000, you get $450 million. So the reason why I'm trying to talk about this is because Bitcoin is one of the best performing assets. So we not only focus on Bitcoin, but we do investments in other assets like Ethereum, which gives us steady income. So right now we are at a point where huge number of Wall Street institutions are entering this market. Also, because blockchain being permissionless, number of developers are building new applications, and this asset class is growing very fast. The reason why this opportunity exists today is because of one thing. If you notice, Bitcoin has outperformed both gold and S&P 500, both on a 1-year basis, 5-year basis, as well as 10-year basis. And look at those numbers, because Bitcoin's market cap today is $1 trillion. It reached 1 trillion. And so another beautiful thing about investing in crypto assets is every transaction we do is recorded on the blockchain. So you have 100% transparency in everything we do. So you can verify all the transactions publicly. So why does this opportunity exist? That is because Federal Reserve has been printing a lot of money, especially since last year. So it's been said that 40% of all the dollars that were ever printed were printed in the year 2020. So that means your money is losing value at a rapid rate because Federal Reserve is printing a lot of money. And that has accelerated last year. S&P and all these asset classes are very overpriced at this point. So I will skip some of these details. Bitcoin is considered as digital gold. If Bitcoin is valued same as gold, the price of each Bitcoin has to be 450,000 US dollars. So that means there's still a long way to go for Bitcoin. So this basically shows our fund's track record. So $100 invested in our fund has grown to $1,081, whereas the same amount invested in S&P 500 grew by $33. I have been a programmer all of my life. I've been a programmer for 25 years, retired in 2017, and then I started our fund. And Ravi Avadhanam here is the managing, he's also part of the management company. He's the director of business development. And our fund administrator is Intertrust Group. They administer assets up to $500 billion with a B. And our auditor is Richie May. So I will skip some of these details. So basically, the main feature of our fund is we managed to provide a 10x return to our investors in 3 years while sending a monthly income, annual income of 15%, but paid out on a monthly basis. So you receive monthly checks from us. So all of our mining track record is public, auditable, and verifiable. So you can have 100% certainty that this is our track record. And we are able to generate almost 40% via proof of stake mining. So I'm going to skip these details here right now. So let's go to this. So in our fund, we not only focus on investing in Bitcoin and Ethereum, but we also have a portion of our fund, I would say around 15% of our fund, is focused on finding the next Bitcoin. So one of these tokens that we bought last year was a token called YFI. So we bought these tokens at $800 last year, July 18th. And when I prepared this slide, the price was around $4,000. Can you guess what its price is today? We bought it $800 last year. Today it is $40,000. And you can check the price of YFI on Coinbase or many other sites. But because we were so early in taking a position, we hold almost 2% of YFI. So our goal in our fund is to not only invest in Bitcoin, but find the next Bitcoin for our partners in the fund. So we have two products. One is the fund itself. The minimum investment in our fund is $1 million. But if someone wants to invest less than $1 million, they can also invest in crypto savings note. So we have different tiers. If you invest less than $500,000, you get 18% interest via promissory note. But if you invest $500,000, you get 24%. So the portfolio is structured like this. We hold 15% in Bitcoin. We hold 15% in next Bitcoin bets. And we hold 65% of our portfolio in proof of stake mining tokens. And they generate steady income. And so the other product we have is crypto savings note. So crypto savings note basically gives you monthly income without any downside risk. So people usually like to understand what are the differences between these two products. So crypto savings note is a simple promissory note. You get 24% interest if it is $500,000. If it is less than $500,000, it is 18%. So I would consider, in order to invest in our fund, you have to be an accredited investor. But for crypto savings note, we don't need to. So in case of crypto savings note, the day we receive $100,000 from the investor, we write post-dated checks for $127,000. So we write, for 18 months, we write 19 checks, post-dated checks. So we take $100,000 from the investor, and we write post-dated checks for $127,000, which includes monthly interest payments and annual, including the principal. And also in case of crypto savings note, you don't have a lot of risk and your capital is protected. So you have no downside risk and it is guaranteed. It is a secured promissory note where your promissory note is secured by our wallet, which contains crypto tokens. And our goal in crypto savings note is capital preservation, and in our fund, growth. So our minimum investment in our fund is $1 million, and we usually look for investors with a time period of 3 years. This talks about our funds portfolio, and this talks about the payment schedule for crypto savings note. Yeah. And if you need to reach me, this is my email number, email address, sam@rosecityfund.com. And we are presenting here in a booth. Please come by, and Ravi wants to say something.
Yeah, hi everyone. I know Kerala is a land of God, God's own country, they say. So lovely people I see around. We are displaying, we are participating in the booth as exhibitor. Please come over tomorrow. We can spend time one-to-one. Also, every weekend we have about 2-hour session. It can be an educational session. I know this is a different asset class. It's a new asset class. And there is a FOMO, right? Fear of missing something. Our peers are investing and maybe we are missing out. So let's come out of that fear. Please join our webinars, which we conduct on Saturday and Sunday every week. we'll send a Zoom link or a Google link. Just participate there. I mean, as I told, there is no pressure of investing, but first learn what is happening around the world. I think we have to, now it's a time to keep our ears and eyes open. Different asset classes has fetched a lot, but now it's all crypto era. I mean, there are stats in front of us. There is God in numbers. Numbers speak truth. Everything is there. So I request all to spend some time, kind of 10 to 15 minutes time, understand what is happening around us, especially in the crypto markets. Yes, we are early starters. So between me and Sam, we have about 30 years of experience in crypto world. So I definitely remember Sam started, buying Bitcoin around $30, $35 maybe. And of course, Ethereum around $4. So we have such experience. We have a product mix where we can give aggressive growth as well as kind of your capital protection. So I request, please visit our booth and register your email ID for free webinar sessions every week. It's a recurring schedule. I encourage you to bring your kids who are definitely more savvy on this kind of trend. I'm sure if we don't introduce this to our kids, we are answerable to them. That's what I want to say. Thank you very much. Have a good dinner. Bye.
Enjoy your dinner.
Thank you very much for your sponsorship.
Thank you, Ravi Shankar and Sam. Now I would like to invite Anthony Satyadas from Innovative Incubators to come up on stage and enlighten us. Anthony?
Hey, good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be again here with AKMG. We have a long history with AKMG. I don't know how many of you were there at the New York convention? Raise of hands. All right. So we had a few sessions at that time, and many of you may know Geeta, Dr. Geeta Menon and Padma Kumar. So it's a venture with them. But today, I want to talk to you about artificial intelligence and where it is heading. So we believe, how many of you have been working in AI in some way or the other? Either doing research or your kids are working in AI or anything like that? All right. I don't know. I'm between comedy show. So I'll be very brief. What we are seeing right now is a push towards helping the doctor to know more about the patient. So that is one place where there is a lot of investment happening. Similarly, many of the health plans are investing in what we call the digital front door so that their members can come in and get care and provide the patient context to the patient in unique ways. And the other area where there is investment happening is aging at home, where there are a lot of bets being placed in making use of artificial intelligence in a variety of ways. And on the other side, with providers, I'm sure in many of your institutions, you would have seen research work going on, whether it is around reducing physician burnout or reducing medical errors, clinical decision support, so on and so forth. So when I say that, there is always this question, gee, is it really real, right? So I don't know how many of you know this. There are more than 126 FDA approved AI algorithms out there, right? And in terms of venture capital, in just the Q1 of 2021, around $2.5 billion were invested in this space. So that is applying AI in healthcare. And what we are seeing is definitely around cognition, around prediction, using conversational AI. These are all places where using a variety of techniques like natural language processing, image processing, image analysis, whether it is for digital pathology or radiology, whether it is for cancer, looking at drug discovery, things like that, there is a lot of investment going on. So Stanford University, they had published a very interesting report last year where they looked at what they call the rise of the data-driven physician. And one of the key takeaways you want to consider is the fact that what they're saying is that not only is that every physician, any one of your kid in med school, for example, would be not only learning about AI, but also will be influencing the direction of AI. So I would strongly encourage you to take into consideration this and explore this venue in a big way. All right? Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Hope everyone had a very enjoyable dinner. We are going to be starting the campus comedy portion of our night here pretty soon. Could I ask Dr. Mohan Abraham, Dr. Hema Pillai, and Dr. Sindhu Pillai to please come to the stage? Thank you.